Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are doing a general reading for you. So keep in mind, this is a general reading, so some parts may resonate, other parts may not. Just take what makes sense for you. Definitely check out your other placements in your birth chart. There could be further messages for you there, maybe connect some dots for you if you would like to. This is a timeless reading, so you guys can watch this whenever you'd like. It doesn't matter really in particular the time frame at all. So maybe if you stumbled upon this, maybe Spirit has a particular message for you. But either way, thank you guys so much for sharing your time and energy with me. I hope this does resonate and provide you with whatever clarity you may be looking for at this time. But either way, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it, Gemini. We're going to start with your meditation. Okay, so your meditation was very interesting. Okay, so first of all, I saw it was kind of like you guys were young British schoolboys. Okay, like that's the energy. I saw 111 on the timer, 111. But that's the energy, like that's literally what you guys looked like as the collective. Okay, but so Gemini, you were a young British boy in boarding school. Okay, I think that's pretty common over there, boarding school. I don't know though. And it was very gloomy outside, very dark outside. You were wearing all gray. Okay, very pale as well. So it was just very gloomy, very dark. Not dark, scary, but like just not a lot of energy, not a lot of fun. Okay, and you were like sitting on it. It was brick. Okay, it wasn't like a brick wall, but it was like a little, like here's like the grass or whatever, and then there's like the sidewalk, and then it's like brick on the front of it. You were sitting there, and you were just kind of sitting there, and someone came up to you. It was another little boy, and he was like, "You've been away for a long time. It's time to come back now." He was saying that to you. Okay, so it was very weird. Okay, so a couple different interpretations for that. Some of you guys could have actually, gone to boarding school. Okay, but the energy I'm getting from that is there's like some inner child work that's needing to be done. Okay, maybe there were situations in the past that you just haven't had the time or the resources or the energy to go back to revisit, but now it's time to revisit some of these experiences, some of these things. Okay. Let's see. Also, yeah. So shadow work is like things that, situations in the past, like mainly childhood, where you were either made fun of, made to not feel safe, had to, do what your parents wanted you to do instead of what you wanted to do, whatever the case may be. Sometimes, we go through situations like that, and it makes us create blockages or act in certain behaviors we don't like, or whatever the situation may be, because we don't know how to. It's like the shadow work is basically like you have to heal the inner child, which is what the shadow work is for an adult. Okay, so some of you guys, it has to do with that. Also, some of you guys, maybe in childhood, ate a lot of ramen noodles with Louisiana hot sauce, okay? That might be specific for some of you, but it's sticking out. I smelled it too. Like maybe some of you guys have like people who have passed on who like ramen noodles with hot sauce. Okay, so I don't know. All right, but let's get into it, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. Alrighty, we're going to use the self-care oracle here. Shout out to my roommate, Chastity. She's a Gemini. She got me this deck. Alright, let's get messages for Gemini. Please and thank you, Spirit. Ooh, I like it. Alright. Sorry if you guys hear those dogs. They're crazy. Alright, so we have number 34, watch clouds. 34 goes into 7. All right, but watching clouds, I like that. Okay, so watching clouds, that's always a fun pastime. Obviously, where I live, it's not nice out, so the idea of, laying a blanket down and laying in the snow is not ideal for me. Okay, but, you can see the clouds through a window. But also this is about kind of like being, like kind of allowing yourself to daydream, allowing yourself to kind of be in a more meditative state. You know, maybe you don't have the time to go into a full meditation, right? But this is about kind of allowing yourself to kind of just be present and move with ease and relaxation, kind of let time drift away. Also watching clouds, people tend to like, especially in childhood, people tend to like watch them and kind of say like, oh, that looks like a frog or a heart or whatever, you know? So maybe kind of allowing your imagination to run wild a little bit would be fun as well. I like that though. Who doesn't like to watch the clouds? That's always fun. All right, let's get some angel messages for you, Gemini. All right, angel messages for Gemini. Please and thank you, Spirit. All righty. Okay, so we have knowledge and peace. Okay. Okay, and bottom of the deck you have revelation as well. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys are realizing what it takes to gain inner peace and like harmony and things like that, or maybe you're kind of realizing this is what I need for myself to feel safe and at peace. Okay, whatever the case may be, that's a very powerful situation to be in, Gemini. But yeah, I feel like you guys, some of you guys may actually be like humanitarians or philanthropists. Maybe you're like do work for the environment. Maybe you're going to school for something like that. Maybe you're doing like political work, but for the environment, like doing things for climate change and things like that. But yeah, with revelation at the bottom of the deck as well, it's like some of you guys have just come into some sort of aha moments, epiphanies, or, you know, some puzzle pieces have come together for you to realize what you need to feel safe, what you need to be at peace and happy. I like it though. I like it. Some of you guys could be like going to therapy or doing like mental health work. Maybe you're doing spiritual work, things like that, to have like more of an emotional peace and just learning how to take those steps to kind of free yourself from things that keep you in an energy that you don't like. But nothing keeps you down. You're in charge. All right, let's get some love messages for Gemini, shall we? What's going on for love with Gemini? Please and thank you. No, that's too many. Love messages for Gemini. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, there's one. There we go. Okay, so we have playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay, so I must say a lot of this has made me think of, you know, children. You know, with the watching the clouds, that's things you do as a child. Okay, your inner youthful spirit. So I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be like kind of reflecting back on childhood or things that just doing shadow work in general. Okay, but yeah, you guys are just having fun at this moment when it comes to your love life. I don't think you guys are taking anything too seriously. If you guys are in a serious relationship, maybe you're just kind of doing things that you used to do when you first started dating or whatever, to just kind of bring that spark back. But yeah, you guys are just having a good time. I like that. Okay, and then we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely going to be all about you guys healing. You guys are letting go of a lot here. You're learning to be more present as well, which, you know, it all goes hand in hand. As you let go of the past, you do get to be more present because, you know, you don't have to worry about all of that fear and worry and doubt that may have been around when you went as healed. Or as aware, I should say. All right, let's get into the tarot, shall we? All right, Gemini. All right, so we are going to be using the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck. It is like a tarot deck, but it's not, though, because it doesn't follow entirely the Rider-Waite, you know? So I may have to read the book a few moments. Okay, but I live in Missouri, and we just legalized weed, so that's why I'm using this deck. And it's also, I've done a few readings so far. It's an amazing deck. I'm very excited to use it for you guys. So yeah, let's get into it, okay? All right, I like it. All right, so bottom of the deck, overall energy, overall theme for the reading. We have manifest, steer, creation. I can. We have food, meditation. Oh, wait. Manifest, steer, creation, food, meditation, I can. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so definitely you guys are, you know, realizing your power here. You're realizing not only your manifestation power, how to use your resources to your advantage, but also you're realizing the power of your words, the power of, you know, what you consume, the power behind your diet, things like that. Okay, there's like little things that you may have, you know, been caught slipping on, but now you're really realizing, like, oh my God, repeating that phrase to myself, not, you know, watching those kinds of TV shows. It's really making the difference for me. I like it. Okay. Both of these cards are talking about, you know, this one is definitely letting you know you are definitely protected, watched over. But both of these are letting you know you are being protected and watched over, and there's support following you through this journey. But also, Osanyan, this one's letting you know that, you know, you are a natural healer, okay? Everything you need is all around you. You know, with the manifestor energy, there's a lot of resources around you that you could use to your benefit here, Gemini. Yeah, you're speaking your truth out here for sure. You're speaking your truth. You're no longer letting the past hold you back. You're realizing your capabilities, and not only your capabilities, but you're also holding yourself accountable where you may have let certain things, certain narratives, certain belief systems keep you held back. You're no longer letting that happen. Okay, we're just going to do a Celtic cross today. Alrighty. Okay. Got your strings. Future. I like it. Advice. Wonderful. What you need to know. Hopes and fears. And outcome. Ooh, I like it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, to clarify today, we will be using the Rider-Waite. So let's talk about this deck first, and then we'll get into the spread here. Okay, so at the bottom of this deck, I like it. We've got the Star card. This is beautiful energy, Aquarius energy. Yeah, I definitely, again, you guys are going through a big healing moment at this time, and it's really, really beautiful. Okay, you guys are really starting to understand why certain things happened. You're starting to let go of things instead of, you know, having them keep you held back. You're becoming more open, more loving. Things are starting to work out for you here as well. Yeah, we have Judgment, and this all comes from, you know, you reflecting on the past. This is you being honest with yourself about what you want moving forward and aligning accordingly. You know, this is you letting go of things that just kept you held back, and things that didn't align with you, you know? Ooh, we have the Lovers. So yeah, some of you guys, this could involve like a love relationship, but this is your energy here, Gemini. This is your card. So what I feel more so is that you guys have really gone through a big healing moment that has brought you to your true self, your authentic self, and it's allowed you to move from your heart without being worried about what anybody else thinks or carrying that baggage and heaviness from the past. I love it. All right, beautiful energy. Very beautiful. All right, let's get into it, Gemini. We're going to start with the present energy. That's going to be Vry Freedom. So this is all about releasing fear and trusting in your highest self, trusting in the universe, believing that everything happens for everyone's highest good. All right, this is, allowing things to move and flow how they're supposed to, and having an optimistic view on life, trusting in the universe, just letting go of any fear, of any doubt. Very beautiful energy. So yeah, you're definitely moving into a more balanced, I feel like your relationship with the universe is becoming more balanced. Rather than thinking that things are happening to you or against you, you're understanding that everything happens for a reason. I like it. Okay, crossing that is Conjuring Legacy. Okay, so this is all about, having wisdom to pass on. This card always makes me think of, like people sitting around like a campfire and passing on stories and, wisdom from, their ancestors that have passed on. Like, that's the energy I get here. So I feel like you've definitely unlocked, like you've moved past a lot of blockages here, Gemini, and I feel like you have a lot you could tell others. You have a lot of wisdom you could share in regards to this. This can also be like a lot of people like seeing you and seeing how you're letting go of the past, seeing how you're moving forward, and being impressed with you. And this could just be people like not talking badly about you, but just talking about you with others in regards to how proud they are, All right, let's look into it. Let's get some clarity. All right, tell me more about Vry for Gemini, please and thank you, Spirit. Yeah, we have the Two of Swords, Ten of Cups, very beautiful. Okay, so with the Four of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, yeah. You guys have been doing a lot of self-work. You probably haven't been socializing too much or doing, too many fun things because you're just so focused on healing and growing and rejuvenating yourself. Maybe you guys have gone through some hard things in the past or recently that you just, needed your space, but it's really working out for you here. Okay, we do have the King and the Queen of Pentacles, so there could be some sort of divine partnership coming in for you. Or maybe you're already in a partnership that's very divine. We love to see it. Okay, but with Vry, we have the Ten of Cups, the Two of Swords. So for some of you, I feel like you guys are doing a lot of this work, letting go of a lot, not realizing this is leading you to a Ten of Cups situation. This is leading you to a lot of happiness, abundance, a lot of balance in your emotional relationships, in your home, with your family. Tell me more about this Two of Swords, because yeah, I honestly feel like this Two of Swords is you guys just not, like you guys are doing the work, but you're not even realizing what the end result is going to be. Tell me more about the Two of Swords for Gemini. For some of you, it could be you guys, not wanting to be focused on love. Yeah, for some of you, that could be it. Yeah, okay, so we have the Seven of Wands, clarifying the Two of Swords. So yeah, there's definitely a blockage here. You could have a wall up, your guard up when it comes to love or emotional connections, because we have the Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords. So yeah, you guys, when it comes to emotional connections or, those deeper connections that you have, you definitely are in your head a lot. Okay, there's been a lot of relationships in the past that have left you hurt, feeling abandoned, neglected, a lot of things you've had to walk away from, a lot of things where you were like, damn, I really just played myself with that. But Spirit's letting you know, don't allow those things to have you become cold or harsh to people. Move with compassion and kindness, because that's, the strongest, most bravest thing you can do, especially if you've been through a lot of hurt and pain in the past. But I do feel like that is what you're working on, moving towards letting go, is your, if you are feeling very guarded with love and like expressing your emotions and things like that, I feel like that's something that you're working on being more open and optimistic and letting your guard down with. Because I think you're starting to understand that, these are things that happened in the past. I don't need to carry that with me anymore. All right, let's look into conjuring some more. Tell me more about conjuring for Gemini, please and thank you. All right, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, people are seeing, or at least you are noticing in yourself. I don't know, I just feel like this is people noticing things about you. I don't know. Whoever's noticing, it doesn't matter who it is. Okay, but this is an energy of being very patient with yourself. Okay, you're taking your time to let go of the past. I think some of you are definitely going to therapy, or at least talking to someone, or doing some sort of journaling or meditation, whatever you're into, to kind of work through this. But with conjuring legacy, I feel like this could be something to do with family. Again, that's that inner child stuff coming up. But yeah, we've got the Sun at the bottom of the deck. Again, I feel like this is inner child work for a lot of you. But it does lead to you being very happy and very clear about something. Some of you guys, it could have to do with your father or a masculine figure. But I feel like intuitively some of y'all knew some things, but maybe you just didn't trust that part of yourself just yet, but now you can. I don't know, whatever it may be for you guys, I feel like this is y'all taking your time to talk something out. To work through the past. Yeah. All right. Okay, Gemini, so what Spirit wants you to focus on, we have Duro Isle, Compassion. So this card is all about getting grounded and getting focused and believing that you are able to manifest and create whatever reality you would like. So while I see you guys taking the steps for that, obviously, things take time. Growth and healing takes time. With this, I see you guys kind of like working through letting go of a lot. And here, Spirit wants you to understand that you can create whatever reality you want. Spirit wants you to take all of the hardships, all of the life lessons, all of the experiences, and find out how you can make all of those things, kind of work towards, like, work in your favor. You know what I mean? Like, how can you find the silver lining in these things? You've been through a lot of things here, Gemini, and it's time to use those things to your advantage, learn the lessons, rather than, holding on to the heaviness of the pain and the heartbreak, But yeah, Spirit wants you to know you can, if you get grounded, you can create and make a lot of things come into your reality. Tell me more about Duro Isle for Gemini, please and thank you, Spirit. But yeah, some of you guys, meditation, journaling, listening to affirmations on YouTube, like guided meditations, but guided affirmations help me a lot. But yeah, we've got the Three of Cups, Four of Wands. This is very beautiful. This is having a very balanced energy, Gemini. You do have a very, very good energy here. There could be a lot of people around you, friends, family, loved ones that support you and would help you. Like say you're wanting to start a business. There's people who could either give you advice, financial support, whatever you're looking for. Maybe even just sharing your stuff on social media would be helpful. Excuse me. But this is, if the energy you want is like, I want to have loved ones, friends, I want to have good times, move with ease, I want to have support from my loved ones, I want to have a balanced, loving relationship, then move as if those things are already true for you, Gemini. That's how you bring things into your reality, is by acting as if they are already so. And that's what this card is telling you to do. And again, there could be a lot of loved ones, families, members, friends who could help you with this. Maybe there are people around you who do meditate, who do practice manifesting, and they can help you, kind of ground yourself into these energies that would help you. All right, and we do have Temperance, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely the time for you to kind of open up to your potential here, tap into your potential, and that is whenever things will really start working out for you. All right, not waiting for, apologies from people, not waiting till your bank account reaches a certain number, but just starting with like little baby steps, okay? And that's how things will start flowing. We love it. We love to see it. Okay, Gemini, for past energy, we have Agbaye. I may be mispronouncing that. I do apologize. But bliss is what it says underneath it. So in the past here, this is you, being ready for success, lasting success. This is you being ready for fulfillment. You are understanding that you are one with the universe. You understand that, in order for you to be created, you had to be created from love. In order for you to All right, for your past here, Gemini, we have Agbaye, bliss, and I may be mispronouncing these cards, so I do apologize if I am. But this card for your past, this is you, being ready for lasting success. You're ready to feel fulfilled in your life. You're ready for things to come together. This is you. I feel like this is a lot of, past lessons, past hardships, coming full circle for you, realizing why things had to happen. This is you realizing that you are one with the universe and everything happens exactly how it should. I like it. I like the energy. Tell me more about Agbaye for Gemini, please, and thank you. All right, so we've got the Queen of Swords here. This is your energy, Gemini. So yeah, with the Queen of Swords, you're realizing there are certain cycles I feel you may have kept repeating, kept carrying with you. And I think here in the past, you've realized, I understand the lesson. I understand why that had to happen. I do not need to keep continuing this. Because the Queen of Swords is all about, seeing things as they really are, protecting her energy, protecting her loved ones, cutting out the BS that may be surrounding her, and standing in her true power. I feel like that's what you were doing here with this past energy. And again, we've got the Sun card, the Emperor, the High Priestess here. You're seeing things very clearly. You're standing in your power. You're trusting your intuition here. You have Aries and Pisces energy there. Tell me more about this for Gemini, Agbaye. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. You didn't spend time, once you realized the lessons, once you realized the importance of certain situations, once you realized what you wanted to move towards, you didn't waste your time cutting things out. You didn't waste your time repeating cycles, walking around on eggshells trying to figure out how you can fulfill yourself. You realized it and moved forward. You didn't take any time. Very good. And with the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, Virgo energy. This is you ready to start the cycle of going within, being your own guide, healing yourself, listening to your intuition. You were ready to move forward with this energy. Very, very beautiful. All right, so your strengths here. We have the Witch Doctor, Wisdom. I love the energy here, Pisces, or not Pisces. This is the like the High Priestess though in this deck, so Pisces energy does make sense. But anyways, Gemini, your strengths here is your intuition. Okay, you're very tapped in, very connected to Spirit, and Spirit wants you to take advantage of that. They want you to acknowledge that power within you. I feel like, again, you guys have been through a lot here. I myself, like, obviously I'm a light worker, but I've been through a lot myself, okay? And light workers tend to go through a lot of hardship, a lot of pain, because you have to go through a lot of darkness to reach that light. So Spirit wants you to acknowledge the power you had to have in order to get through some things, acknowledge how you had to follow your gut on some situations, acknowledge situations where you didn't listen to your gut. All of it happens for a reason. All of this knowledge is for a reason. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't judge yourself for the experiences you had to go through to gain the knowledge. Just be proud you made it through it. And now you can trust yourself, and now you're stronger and smarter. Tell me more about the Witch Doctor for Gemini, please and thank you. Yeah, we've got the Five of Cups. There's been a lot of disappointment in the past. You were let down a lot, you know, but Spirit wants you to, you know, think about what there is to gain, what you learned, what you came out on top out of all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because everything happens exactly how it is supposed to. Tell me more about the Witch Doctor for Gemini, please and thank you. Yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, with the Six of Cups here, don't let past mistakes, past disappointments keep you stuck. Don't let it keep you a victim to it, you know? Don't be scared to move in your power. Don't be scared to trust your intuition because of the past. Okay? Yeah, it's time you have to shift your perspective on the past here and understand that, like, you have to appreciate your past self. No, you did not deserve to be in all the situations you were in, Gemini, but thank your past self for being strong and putting up with any kind of bullshit you shouldn't have put up with, because now you know your boundaries. Now you know what to tolerate and what to not tolerate. Now you can notice red flags in the beginning rather than having to take your time to go through shit to learn. Now you see your strength. Now you see your potential. Now you see how you react in situations where, you know, you don't like fight or flight situations, you know what I mean? Be proud of your strength. Be proud of your past self for getting you through what you had to go through. You're not a victim, you are a survivor. You know what I'm saying? That's what Spirit wants you to know. Okay? All right. Let me rearrange these a little bit. All right, for your future, Gemini, we have a ton, seduction. Alrighty, so obviously this is the Devil card for this deck, Capricorn energy, but I really like how she describes this card. So this is all about freeing yourself from any judgment, any shame when it comes to what you desire, what you want to move towards, what makes you happy, what makes you feel fulfilled. This is letting go of the idea that any fulfillment comes from anything external. You know, like, oh, I'll be happy once I get a partner, or once I get this job, or once I move here. That's getting rid of any of that, okay? This is letting go of any mindsets or narratives, any bad habits, any like behaviors that keep you stuck, that keep you from realizing your highest power, your true potential. I like it. You're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself, Gemini. Tell me more about Etan for Gemini, please and thank you. I just heard Lose Yourself by Eminem. Maybe you guys like that song, Lose Yourself by Eminem. Okay, but we have the King of Swords, Queen of Cups. Okay, so air energy, water energy. But yeah, I feel like you guys are listening to your heart, listening to your intuition more, and allowing that to be your truth, rather than past situations, rather than your mind that may be playing tricks on you. You're listening to your heart, and you're moving with that truth and that authenticity. Yeah, you're realizing, not really realizing, you're well aware that there were situations where, you know, maybe it was self-sabotage, maybe it was people treating you badly. You know, whatever the situation may be, you recognize that there has been a lot of hardship here, okay? But now you want to listen to your heart. Now you want to move with your truth, and you don't really care what anybody else may think about it. And that's going to bring you a lot of peace, a lot of healing, a lot of abundance. Very beautiful. Anything else here for Gemini? Yeah, we have the Three of Wands. You're ready. You're ready to let go of whatever's been holding you back. You're ready to move with your heart, from your heart space with loving kindness. You're ready for that. You're realizing you're safe now. You don't have to protect yourself. You don't have to carry these lessons with you. It's time to carry the gratitude with you now. Okay. Advice from Spirit. We have Unconditional Love Blueprint. Very beautiful. This is all about meeting a lot of significant people, having a lot of strong connections with people, and understanding that, you know, people come in your life, whether it's forever or whether it's for a little bit. But some people come to teach you lessons. Some people come to just give you support and love. Whatever the situation may be, it doesn't matter. But this is about being able to let go and move forward, no matter what the person taught you. And understanding that we all are in each other's lives to teach each other lessons, whether they're good or bad. And our higher selves, you know, are proud of what we're doing here on Earth, okay? Because again, everything happens exactly how it's meant to. So even if there's been like say an ex that really hurts you, you're starting to understand, well, you know, they taught me how to love myself. They taught me how to recognize red flags. And while I may have given them a lot of unconditional love, they probably needed it at that time. You know? All right, tell me more about unconditional love for Gemini, please and thank you. I personally believe that our souls come here and they choose, you know, what we go through. You know, even like bad people, I think everyone's soul's purpose, we're all here for a reason, and we may not all understand why certain people act the way they do, but I believe it all happens how it's supposed to, because we all have a role here. Whether it's a good role, a bad role, doesn't matter. They're all good roles because we all chose to do it. You know what I mean? It's all for something. Okay. And that'll free you from like being upset about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like Like, for example, I'm a black person. I live in America. Police brutality, it's a wild thing here. And my sister, who is a Gemini, shout out to Marlena, she told me about like 5 black men severe, like I'm pretty sure the man died from how badly he beat them, you know. And of course, like, I get very sensitive to things like that, but I have to look at things, because if I look at just that incident, then I'll be in bed forever crying, upset. But I told her, like, I was literally upset. I was like, I'm just going to assume that this is going to be positive in looking at police reform, you know, because it then proves that it's not just like people looking at like white officers versus black officers. It's a whole, like, they teach them to behave like this. You know what I mean? That's the way I have to look at it, or else it'll, kill me, right? So it's like whenever you're looking at a relationship, whether it's romantic, family, friends, whatever, when you're looking at something that maybe you weren't treated right, you were not, whatever the case may be, you weren't treated right. Instead of looking at like, well, I should have been treated this way. This is, all the things I lost with this person. This is all they did to me. Look at what you can gain from it, Well, I know I'm strong now. I know, like, it teaches me not to settle. It teaches me to, not be so trusting with just anybody, things like that. There's always a silver lining, and it's our job to look for it, even though it may be hard. Okay. All right, clarifying unconditional love. We've got 6 of Wands, the Fool, very beautiful energy. So yeah, when it comes to relationships, you guys are learning how to let go of the pain and the baggage, and you're learning how to see success and victory in everything, even the things that didn't work out exactly how you expected them to or exactly how you wanted them to. You're still seeing how they worked out for you. You know what I mean? You're still finding that success, that victory, that optimism in everything. And that's beautiful, and that's how you free yourself from that pain. I love it. Okay, Gemini, what you need to know. We have Spirit, Act. Okay, so this is all about, taking action, making your thoughts, your manifestations, your ideas, and actually putting plans into motion here. This could be like someone who really thrives off of a challenge, or someone who loves to take on a lot of projects at once. But this is, someone who's, getting things going. It's time to get going. Whatever's going on, it's going. All right, tell me more about Spirit for Gemini, please and thank you. All right, so we have the High Priestess here. So this is something, again, this could be like your intuition is telling you to take action towards something, and Spirit's letting you know it's time to take action. Okay, this could be confirming some dreams you've had, or some kind of synchronicities or signs you've been seeing. This is time to listen to your intuition. All right, what else here for Gemini? Yeah, you're moving towards ending a cycle here, which again, we saw that up here with the World card here. But yeah, you guys are working towards something coming to a conclusion. You're moving towards peace, success, clarity. So whatever action is needed behind this, move towards it. And again, we've got the Star card, Judgment, Temperance here. Some of you guys, this could be a job opportunity for some of y'all, but whatever it is, it's something that's very fulfilling for you. This is something that, like, once you move towards it, you see the ball rolling, you're like, wow, this is why all that shit didn't work out. This is why I had to go through that. I understand now. Okay. Okay, Gemini, for your hopes and fears, we have Ozuzi, Nature. So this is all about working with nature to find answers, remedies, things like that, medicines. So some of you guys, you may be, you know, kind of paying attention to signs around you to know you're going in the right direction. Some of you guys may be wanting to, you know, become herbalists and, you know, maybe make your own like spell jars, things like that. So let's see what's going on there. Tell me more about Ozuzi for Gemini. Maybe you're just wanting to spend more time in nature. Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Okay, so I feel like some of you guys, you're not sure if you want to move towards something or not. And I think you're trying to see if Spirit will give you answers. Yeah, I feel like you guys don't trust something because the Knight of Pentacles doesn't make moves unless they're for certain something is like right for them. Okay, so some of you guys, this could have to do with the business partnership, work. You know, maybe you guys have to leave one job to start this and you're not sure if you're ready to do that. Tell me more. Tell me more about this here. Yeah, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, some of you guys, I feel like there's been an opportunity presented to you. It doesn't have to do with work. Some of you it's work. Others, it could be something that is just like something that's new, but it has a solid foundation. It's a good opportunity. With the Magician, King of Cups, Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups. Yeah, you guys are very torn up about this decision. You're not sure which way to go. Yeah, you're really not sure. You're like, you also don't want to, you know, make the wrong choice. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You don't want to screw anyone over. I get that entirely. But Spirit's saying, just listen to your heart, okay? Make a balanced decision. All right, you've got all the answers you need. Again, you guys are very connected with Spirit for sure. You guys just need to work on getting grounded. That's what I would work on if I were y'all. Getting grounded. And some of you guys spending time in nature will do that for you. Meditate outside, go on a walk. You know, when you wake up in the morning, spend some time with that morning air. But yeah, that's what I would do if I were y'all. Especially, it does seem like you guys have been through a lot of things in the past, and that can definitely throw off your sense of self, your sense of security, which is all about being grounded. Okay. Okay. All right. Final outcome for you, Gemini, here. We've got balance, chaos. I love this card. Okay, so this is all about, you know, finding your balance. This is being aware that there is a fine line between balance and chaos, right? Like someone takes one of these rocks out and the whole thing is tumbling down. Okay, so this is bringing more awareness to your thoughts or anybody else's energy that may throw you off. This is kind of like taking your power back and understanding that you are in charge of how you feel. You're in charge of how you let certain external things influence you. So kind of take your power back with that. But this is also knowing that, you know, Spirit is always within you. So if you ever feel like you need some grounding or guidance, just go within and call from your heart space and just see what comes out. Gemini, just see what happens. All right, tell me more about balance for Gemini, please and thank you. And you guys should be good at that, you know. You guys have the little two sides of you, you know. All right, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Okay, so some of you guys, if you guys are single, you may not be single for long for some of you. But others of you, I feel like you are working on being more open and letting people in more. Again, when we go through things from the past, it tends to, you know, have us be guarded and not fully trust people and not want to let people in, right? So I feel like you guys are working on that and working on making genuine connections that, you know, you'll uplift each other rather than surface level. All right, tell me more about that Nine of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, Five of Wands, Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you guys are realizing that you do want to let more people in, have more connections with people. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups for Gemini. Yeah, we have the Death card, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you guys, yeah, you just weren't super trusting of people, I feel. And again, sometimes that can be because of things we've been through, but I think you're starting to take your power back with that as well. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to like pain and heartbreak, you understand you can't always predict how other people will behave or act, but you know how you show up, and you know that when you continue to show up from a true, authentic space, from a loving space, you'll always be okay. Okay? And that will draw more of those kinds of people to you. All right, anything else for the Three of Pentacles Death card here for Gemini? Yeah, the Ten of Wands. You realize this has been a burden for a long time, a heaviness you've been carrying for a long time, and you're ready to let it go. And with the Ten of Wands, you're getting there. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, Gemini, let's get the final bit of advice for you. We're going to read out of the book for this one. It's going to be The Secret Language of Light. Beautiful deck. Let me know if this resonates for you guys. Let me know with a like, a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you are picking up what I'm putting down. Helps the channel grow. Helps my business grow. It's always greatly appreciated. All right, let's see though. Let me get it. Let's get it. Okay, let's get it. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have number 33. Could be seeing threes a lot. We have soul love. Unconditional love. Okay, so that's the second time we saw that one, right? Unconditional love. Beautiful. I feel like a lot of you guys are freeing yourselves from, you know, any karmic ties or past relationships that, you know, maybe you repeated cycles because you didn't know how to learn the lesson, but like now you're moving into that space. Very beautiful. Okay, let's get into it. All right, you are clear, pure love. Nothing from your past will block your dreams. Your future will be nothing like it has been before, like what has been before. You are at the center of your universe, looking outward through your experiences. When you look out in balance, you are seeing through love and will experience many variations of love. Beautiful. Make love your purpose. Find it wherever you can. If you begin to introduce anything to your world that does not feel like love, shift your awareness, your energy, or your eyes until you return to love. And that's kind of what we were saying with this balance card, is like, you guys are learning how to show up from love, and knowing that if you show up from love, that will bring those energies to you. And if something does not feel like love, move away from it. Become so devoted to your purpose of love that no one will sway you from it. Unconditional love is not about tolerating or diminishing yourself to make another feel good. These are conditional actions that will make you feel less than or resentful. If you are trying to believe something that is not your truth, it will feel awful because you are not in agreement with your soul. Your job is to feel balanced in every moment. If you can't, go easy on yourself, as it is just a sign you are yet to love something about yourself. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very strong. All right, Gemini, that is your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is all I've got for you at this moment. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.